Um, you know how some people will tell you they're psychic or they're an empath or whatever? I'm skeptical. I am skeptical. And just to be clear, I'm not being skeptical just to be a dick. Although if you were thinking that, that was a pretty good guess, because I do have a history of being skeptical for that very reason. But in this case, I'm sincere in my skepticism, because over the years a number of people have told me that they were psychic or an empath or whatever, and yet none of these people have ever, 5 seconds after they told me that, punched me in the face. And they definitely should have. Think about it. You can read my mind. You tell me you can read my mind. Then right after that, you actually read my mind and you're not punching me in the face? I don't think so. It should be like, I'm an empath. But no. In fact, I'd like to conduct a little experiment. Because I'm guessing at least a couple of you claim to have these abilities, right? Pretend like you just told me that you were an empath, okay? See? Nobody's running to the stage to punch me in the face. Actually, hold on. Okay, that one should have done it. But when I say I'm not trying to be a dick about it, I actually want it to be true. I want people to have psychic abilities, because this would mean that the world is a little more interesting than I think it unfortunately probably is. So I'm open to psychic phenomena. I'm open to being punched in the face. That would be a small price to pay for me to learn that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in my philosophy. But I'm telling you, people tell me they're psychic, and I give them 5 seconds to punch me in the face, and nothing. It's life, I guess. But you know, sometimes I worry that people are going to think my dogs are racist. Because I'll be walking my dogs, and there'll be a black guy coming in the other direction, and my dogs will bark at him. Now, do my dogs bark at white people? All the time. But that guy doesn't know that. He's never encountered my dogs before, and he probably thinks my dogs are racist. So all I can do is look at the guy like, no. Obedience classes are expensive. Dude, I can't afford that shit. The other day it happened again. I'm walking the dogs. Here comes a black guy. My dogs bark at him. No, obedience classes are expensive, dude. I can't afford that shit. And I think it would have been okay. But right behind this guy, there was a white guy. And you know, nobody likes to butt in like a white guy. I mean, come on. You may not want it. I may not want it to be true. But yes, and this guy, he had to say something, and it's exactly what I was worried about. He said, hey, your dogs are racist. I said, no, they're not. He said, yes, they are. I said, no, they're not. He said, not only are your dogs racist, but you're the reason they're racist. I said, really? How do you figure that? And he said, because you're down in your basement every night training your dogs to be racist. And I said, that is the stupidest, most insulting, totally false thing anybody's ever said about me. I don't have a basement. And he said, yes, you do. You have a basement, and you train your dogs to be racist in the basement, and you also have a pool table down there. I said, oh, I got a pool table now. Let me ask you something. How do you know all this? And he said, I'm an empath. So I gave him 5 seconds to punch me in the face. Of course, nothing. And then I looked at my dogs and I said, why are you not barking at this guy? And the guy's like, I'll tell you why, because I'm white. And I said, look, I am done talking to you, Nostradumbass. I thought that was pretty good. It cheered me up to call him Nostradumbass. I was ready to move on at that point. Do you listen to the radio when you're driving? I like to listen to the radio when I'm driving, but I don't like the commercials. Now, I don't have a problem with the fact that there are commercials, because I'm not actually paying for a subscription service. So I know that there's going to be commercials. I understand how capitalism works. But, you know, I get it, the commercials will be there. And it doesn't bother me that the commercials are telling me how wonderful the product is, because they want me to buy the product. I get that. What bothers me is that all these commercials are always telling me how wonderful I am. Have you heard this? It's like, hey, this is Billy Bob down at Coffee Warehouse. We have a brand new orange pomegranate latte that will blow your mind, and you should come down and try one because you deserve it. The fuck do you know what I deserve? That's so patronizing. What if I'm a serial killer? Hey, this is Billy Bob down at Coffee Warehouse. Been stressed out lately? Are the police closing in? Were there victims last time? Witnesses last time? Fuck that up. Were there witnesses last time? Well, you should come down and try this new orange pomegranate latte because you, yes you, deserve it. Way to go, Billy Bob. You just sentenced one of your baristas to death. And even if you set aside the serial killer radio listener demographic, which I will admit is probably fairly small, I don't get this as a marketing tactic. It doesn't work on me at all. I want to buy products that I feel like I don't deserve. Makes me feel like I'm getting away with something. You know what I'm talking about. It makes me feel like I'm getting away with something. And what if this strategy works, but it works too well? What if the guy is like, yeah, I do deserve that latte. In fact, I deserve more than that latte. I'm too good for that latte. Fuck that latte. But thank you for that much needed boost to my self-esteem, Coffee Warehouse. I feel great now. I was kind of depressed, but now I'm on the top of the world. I may go out and murder 2 women tonight. Didn't think I was going to go back to the serial killer thing that quickly, did you? Didn't see that coming. Not even the so-called empaths. Okay. I'm kind of being a dick about it, so I'm going to stop.